According to a new report from Rolling Stone, Donald Trump's aides and advisors are sitting on a mountain of horrible polling data for the convicted felon, and they are not sharing it with him. In fact, when these unnamed sources from the Trump campaign spoke to Rolling Stone, and I believe there were 2 or 3 of them, they even told Rolling Stone, hey, do us a favor and do not print this polling data that we are sharing with you, because if you do, it's going to hurt the morale of the Republican Party. So what do these horrible polls show us? They show us that Donald Trump is losing support in both Ohio and Florida. Now, in both of those states, he still leads Kamala Harris by 5 percentage points. And, depending on where you are, 5 points is a lot. However, his support in both Ohio and Florida continues to lessen. So he's beating her by 5 points, but he was beating her by 8 points. He was beating her by 9 points. He was beating Biden by more than that. But as these weeks have gone on, he is losing 1 to 2% of his support from those states every week. And that is horrible for him. That's great for America, but it's horrible for Donald Trump. So his aides literally asked Rolling Stone, do not report it, because, one, of course, we don't want Trump to see it, but we don't want Republicans to know this. We don't want our own voters, we don't want our own party to know how bad things have gotten. So, obviously, there's 2 important parts of that. Let's break them down. The first one is they admit, let me read you this. Rolling Stone sources say that with Trump reacting erratically to Harris's ascendance, his aides have not briefed the former president on the data or their concerns in fear that it would only upset him. We're just looking out for his feelings. Oh, we don't want to hurt the big guy. I mean, look, he's had a rough summer. He got 34 felony convictions. He survived, the attack on his rally a couple weeks ago. He picked J.D. Vance. Things aren't good for him. We don't want to make him sad. We just finished cleaning the ketchup off the walls. We don't want to have to go back in there and scrub it again. So they admit we're literally hiding all of this bad data from Donald Trump because we don't want it to upset him. So when I read this, it made me wonder, okay, is Trump genuinely insane? Does he really suffer from these delusions? Or is he just going on what these idiots are telling him? Because suddenly there could be a stark difference there. I do believe, by the way, Trump is crazy. There's no doubt about it in my mind. This man is mentally unwell and needs psychological attention immediately. But for the sake of argument, let's assume that these people working for him are the ones going up to him and saying, hey, listen, man, no. She's not winning in all the polls. You're winning in all the polls. I got the data right here. Yeah, did you see it? Yeah, it's awesome. You're totally crushing it, man. You are winning. You go out there and you tell everybody that you're winning in the polls, because you are. And so Trump says, oh, wow, I guess everything else must be fake. And then he goes out there like a press conference and he says, I'm winning in all the polls. Now, usually I would say, oh, well, he thinks that because he's crazy. But if reality is in fact being hidden from him and he doesn't know that or realize it, then yes, you're going to go out there and say something crazy and stupid because the people you've trusted to tell you the truth are feeding you nothing but lies while trying to bury the truth in the backyard. And that appears to be what's happening here. Now, don't get me wrong. Trump could still, open up a newspaper. He could turn on TV and see that he is losing badly in every single poll. So there is still a huge level of crazy there. I don't care how much they lie to him. He's also lying to himself and wrapping himself in the alternative reality. But it certainly doesn't help him that these people that he is paying, some of them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, are lying to him. That doesn't benefit anybody. But that's part one of it, right? They are lying to Trump. The second part of it is they're lying to the rest of the Republican Party. Like they said, we don't want this information public because we don't want to hurt the morale of the GOP. You know, poor downtrodden Republicans, we don't want them to know. Let me tell you what's really happening. It's not that they don't want Republican candidates to know. I mean, they don't want that, trust me. Trump's already having a big problem attracting Republicans to show up at his rallies with him, so they want to hide it from them just so they don't disassociate themselves from Donald Trump. But it's not really the candidates that they're so much worried about. It's the donors. The donors are the ones who kind of read the tea leaves, right? They're getting the tarot card readings and they're trying to figure out if Trump has a chance of winning or if this is just a futile attempt. Do Republicans in general have a chance of winning the House or taking back the Senate? If not, I'm going to stop pouring millions of dollars into this race because it's futile at this point. I'm going to save my money till 2026. I'll save my money till 2028 if I have to. But I'm not going to invest millions of dollars into a party of losers that is being taken down by Donald Trump. That is what the donors are worried about. And we know that because I talked about it a week ago when those reports came out that donors were starting to look at it and say, I don't know if I'm giving any more money. So that is the real issue here. This is why these aides to Donald Trump are hiding this data. And if this were a business, because, you know, Republicans say they want to run politics or run the government like a business. If this were a business, those people would be guilty of fraud. You know, like, oh, let's hide these bad numbers from our investors so they keep putting money into the company. Yeah, you're going to go to jail for that every time. But thank God for these people, we do not run the government like a business, so there's no fraud. I mean, hell, you can go out there, lie to a donor's face about why you want their money, and they can give you money, and that's not fraud. Trump himself has done that. Raised $250 million from his own supporters, telling him, I'm going to fight the 2020 election results. Didn't spend a dime of it on there, but he raised more than $250 million. But I think, in my altruistic ways, that Republican donors deserve to know the truth. So Republican donors out there, I'm looking out for you. I just want to make sure your money is safe. And I am now calling on you, Republican donors, call up the Trump campaign and say, hey, what the hell are you hiding from us? Show us the numbers. Show us your internal polling, because we see the public polling and we know how bad that is. But you won't get another check from me. You won't get $5. I won't buy a MAGA hat again if you don't show me what you're hiding right now. That is the message that Republican donors need to be sending to the Trump campaign, because they are making it clear they have data that the public does not, that is horrible for Trump and the Republican Party, and they're going to keep it hidden so you'll keep writing checks. So donors, you know what to do. You know who to contact. I'm just trying to look out for you guys. Hi, everyone. This here is Little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.